Is Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford faking their beef to sell pay-per-views? And is Turkey Al-Sheikh complicit with this fakery? Get in the comment section and let me know your answer to that question. This has become a massive talking point after Canelo Alvarez pushed Terence Crawford, where both teams got into an altercation with Dana White in the middle. In the end, it was resolved and there was peace. But a lot of boxing fans online are making a big deal out of this. People are saying that it was fake. They're just trying to sell pay-per-views and, you know, it is not real and this fight is made up and it's going to have an effect on the fight because both fighters are not rivals and it's not going to be a great fight to watch. People have, you know, valid points in there. If you were to ask me the same question, I would say it's a yes and no answer. Yes, because every big fight needs some sort of altercation to make it exciting, right? Canelo is a big star. Terence Crawford is a big star. Not as much as Canelo, but he's big enough, right, to have a big fight. However, you know, in many cases, as boxing is an entertainment business, you know, you've got some fighters that will create scenes and altercations to make it exciting. And I think that is probably what we just saw there. If you cast your minds back to Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor, both massive stars in their respective discipline. Floyd Mayweather, a massive star in boxing, Conor McGregor, a massive star in the UFC, and they came together and we all saw the shenanigans and the play and the theatrics and the things that they did to sell that fight. And in the end, it was a successful fight because, you know, people turned out to watch. In terms of the occasion was successful, but the fight wasn't so much because it was a mismatch in there. So look, we've seen this many times in so many different fights where, you know, they have to spice it up. And I think that is exactly what was happening in that press conference. And no, because it is a big fight anyway. And to be honest, Turkey Al-Sheikh is the only man that can put this fight on, right? Terence Crawford, as I said, he's big in the US, not so much in the UK and the rest of Europe. I don't think Terence Crawford has really crossed over to the casual fans. I don't think so. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Terence Crawford has crossed over to the casual fans. He's a fantastic fighter, but then, you know, a lot of people that know Terence Crawford are hardcore boxing fans. Canelo, on the other hand, is a massive star in Mexico, in the US. In the UK, a lot of people know Canelo. And most of the time, it is hardcore boxing fans like you and I. But in Mexico and in the US, there's a lot of casual fans from maybe the Mexican descent or people within the US that know Canelo. So, and Canelo is a big ticket seller. And we've seen that. So he's been selling out arenas and places in the US. So I don't think that they needed any, you know, beef or any altercation or any fight on stage to make it exciting. But it is the way it is. Like, let's be honest, guys, this fight is not sold to you and I. You and I, we love boxing. We will watch any fight that is on, really. This fight, this whole altercation of Canelo pushing Crawford, if it's fake, which it is, because both fighters don't really have a rivalry. They are in different weight classes and they've just come together to have a big fight. That clip will go around the world and a lot of casual fans will see. People that don't really watch boxing every weekend will see that clip and they'll be like interested in trying to watch Canelo versus Crawford. So is it fake? Yes, it is. But this is part of boxing advertisement. This is part of selling a fight. This is part of making a big fight. We've seen it in so many other fights. Now, is this going to have an effect on the fight itself? I don't think so, because I think Canelo knows that his legacy is on the line. If Canelo should sit there and let a guy like Crawford come down in different weight class to beat him, then he's going to have a blemish on his record. And if Terence Crawford goes up and get demolished by Canelo, then everybody's going to look at Terence Crawford and go, how do you get beat by a guy that you're supposed to be much more skillful than? You see what I'm saying? So it's a fight that there's jeopardy in this fight. Both fighters have something to lose. So I think they're going to get in there. I think it's going to be a great fight. I think it's going to be a compelling fight. I think it's going to be a competitive fight. So I don't think that if it is faking to sell pay-per-views, that is going to have any effect on the matchup, because I think the style matchup is really, really exciting. Terence Crawford, a great boxer, on a back foot, on a front foot, switch hitter. Canelo Alvarez, very aggressive, looking to throw bombs, and he knows how to set traps. So it's going to be exciting. I don't think this whole fakery with the press conference is going to have any effect on this fight. So look, this is what I think about the situation. I am excited to know what you guys think about it and what you've made out of all of this. My name is Bright. This is the Bright Show Podcast Boxing. If you enjoy boxing content, then please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and leave your comments in the section below. I'll see you guys on the next one.